My name is Amushelelo. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an author. I like to call myself a dreamer. I'm an investor. I've got investments in cryptocurrencies. I'm a forex trader, and I do a number of other things. But today I'm speaking to you specifically on financial matters and how many of us can actually start using credit to build assets for ourselves. Now, a lot of people only think that credit is only good for buying liabilities. Now, when we refer to credit is basically when you go to any institution and they see that you have some form of income, and usually this form of income comes in a form of a paycheck, which would be your salary. They then evaluate based on your salary how much credit you can afford, and as a result you're then given credit. But most of the time people just take credit for lousy things. Not necessarily lousy things, but I like to call it lousy because if you're taking out credit to buy clothes, if you're taking out credit to buy yourself a new phone, if you're taking out credit to finance a luxury vacation, that's foolish liabilities if you have to ask me. But then you get smart people who take out credit to expand on their businesses. They take out credit to execute purchase orders. They take out credit. I've seen an example of one woman. She actually goes and takes out credit, which is for clothes, and then she go resell those clothes in Angola for huge markup. And then she comes back, pays off her accounts, takes more credit, and repeats the same thing. So it all depends on how you're looking at it. Here's this woman, she literally has a big business now. She always goes to the shop, buys tons of things on credit, which is normally clothes, ships them back to Angola, sells them at a higher rate, gets the US dollars exchange rate, big money. But what do? Many of us, we take clothes on credit just to be slaying on Instagram, slaying on Facebook, hashtag king, hashtag queen, that's all. As a result of taking up too much credit, you later find yourself in debt because you've got credit at store A, you've got credit at store B, you got credit at store C, you got credit at store D. At the end of the day, you've got maybe 5 creditors that you each have to pay monthly. Now, most of the time you tend to think because the installments are low and the period is longer. That's actually, they make that deliberately so that the interest rate could be higher actually. Because the lower your installments, the higher the interest rates on those installments. That basically means that if you have to buy a clothing item, a polo shirt for example, for $1,000, and you have to pay $50 every month for the next 24 months, if you do the maths, you're almost going to end up paying $2,000 for that one polo shirt. Now, put all those stores that you have put together, because you've got credit at your furniture store, you've got credit at the clothing store, you've got credit at the place where you bought your smartphone that you're now here bringing to us about. You virtually have credit everywhere. Now, there are going to be months where you're going to actually exceed your credit. As a result, that basically means that your income is no longer able to support your expenses. That, in simple terms, your expenses are now higher than your income. What do you think is then going to start happening? What's going to happen is the first month, you're going to take out a bank overdraft because you qualify for bank overdraft facilities. So, the first month, you breathe, but the next month when it comes, you have to take out again a bigger overdraft because that overdraft now has to cover your overdraft that you took out last month plus all your creditors. Now, this is going to happen for the next 6 months until the bank realizes that you can no longer actually be giving you overdraft. So the bank then closes its overdraft facilities and you still have your creditors left. Now, because you can't finance all your creditors, you will then end up running to the cash loans. Now, the cash loans don't care how much credit you have. In fact, they don't care how broke you are. In fact, these guys are the only guys that are willing to finance your broke self. And they'll do so with the most please and with most ease there is in the world. And you all know what happens when you go to the cash loan route. There is no coming back from cash loans because those guys are sharks. It's a system that's been designed to ensure that you remain there. Now, how do we get out of this system? It's quite simple. People, let's start living within our means. Because the very same credit that was designed to actually make our life easiest is the very same credit that we're using to commit suicide, financial suicide. Because that's what many of us are doing. There's a lot of people who are living in financial crises, real serious financial debts. I'm talking about people who have got nice flats, they've got nice cars, they've got nice lounge suits, they've got beautiful fridges, but I can guarantee you this, those fridges are empty, those cars, they are running on empty fuel, their homes, this morning as they left, it was on 0.1% the electricity, and these people are literally scratching their heads this morning to say, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this situation? Now, the best way to deal with any financial crisis is admitting that you do have one. Because if you can't admit to yourself that you are in a financial crisis and that you're drowning financially, no one or nothing can help you. You first need to realize that you have a problem and then you seek for help. Remember, you're the one who created this problem. So chances of you getting yourself out of that problem are next to none. So you now need to seek financial help. Not in terms of loans, but financial advice. Walk up to anyone who's a financial consultant. Ask them, how do I start managing my debt properly? How do I get myself out of debt? That is the only way you can help yourself. As a result of doing so, you will see that your life will gradually improve. And you'll go from having an empty fridge to having a full fridge. You'll go to having no electricity to fully paid up electricity. You'll go from having no airtime to a fully packed phone that has airtime. You'll have to your car going from empty to a full tank. Your life will literally go from empty to full. Because why? It's not your pockets that are empty. It's your mindset that is actually empty. So that is where we're supposed to be dealing with. That's where we actually need to start. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy your day.
You're on TV. Mega.
Pa, what's up?